that now the ultimate accident waiting to happen is Mark Sanchez. And I first guessed this last night because I tweeted just ahead of Mark Sanchez unraveling, coming apart. Reminder, he has the high capacity for making the big mistake. And Stephen A., I tried to warn you that these Cowboys are different from the old Cowboys. These Cowboys away from Jerry World, which they play at like it's a neutral site. In fact, I almost wish that they would request that the Indianapolis Colts would let them come to Indianapolis next Sunday. You know, why not? Yeah. Just say, Jerry, eat the gate. Just go to Indianapolis. Play it away. Because on the road, these Cowboys are night and day different. They are shockingly confident. They have a strong backbone. They are tough-minded. And how about that true grit that they showed last night in a hostile arena, losing a 21-point lead, and all of a sudden going 78 yards in 8 plays, 22 yards to Dez, then 21, DeMarco breaking free, and then 22 more to Dez, 28-24, my Dallas Cowboys. And then right on cue, Mark Sanchez turned back into Mark Sanchez, ultimate accident waiting to happen. Tony Romo, 3 touchdown passes to no interceptions, all 3 to Dez, by the way. And Tony Romo had a QBR on a scale of 0 to 100 of 92, which makes him the, again, runaway leader in road QBR among NFL quarterbacks this year, as he goes all the way up to 8, have won the NFC East, because we have a whole lot of football left to play. But for my Cowboys to go from that debacle, that nightmare, getting blown off their quote-unquote home turf on Thanksgiving afternoon, compliments of your Philadelphia Eagles, and rebounding to win by 11 at Philadelphia means that this team is made of some really different stuff, and I say it is the right stuff. And I say they will win the NFC East, though we got a long ways to go. The stage is yours.
In conclusion. Yeah.
You know what, Skip Bayless? Unlike some people who can be classless and have a very, very difficult time just biting the bullet and admitting that they were wrong.
No idea who you're talking about.
I will not do that, Skip Bayless. The Dallas Cowboys on this day deserves credit for what they did last night at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, I watched the game. It was torture. It was painstaking. It was disgusting to watch. It resonated with me in such a profound way that, to be quite honest with you, I was a bit close to depression. And I got to tell you why. To be down 21-0 in this game, to open the game with Josh Huff inexplicably, idiotically not knowing that you're supposed to catch the daggone ball, and you know, it's tantamount to an onside kick, for crying out loud. Once it's up in the air past 10 yards, I mean, it's a live ball. You got to go get it. And to be called to get it, to not know that you're supposed to go up there and grab that football to open the game. I mean, talk about a killjoy. Lincoln Financial Field, it was psyched, it was hyped, it was roaring, it was ready to go. Everybody was ready. The city was abuzz. And before they had a chance to pass gas, look what happens. This dude starts messing stuff up, even though he caught 1 reception for 44 yards later on. But it was a huge, huge thing that put him in a hole. That resonated with me, Skip Bayless. It also resonated with me, this dude, Bradley Fletcher. I will say this. I'll never get on Ike Taylor, the Pittsburgh.
I'm glad you brought that.
I'll never get.
I thought of you last night.
I'll never get on Ike
It was
Taylor
uncomfortable.
You realize they both wear number 24.
Yes,
that's what I was thinking about.
That's right. And I said, you know what? Ike Taylor is off the hook. I'll never bother him again, because this dude, Bradley Fletcher, who I'm told was crying after the game, should have been crying. I mean, listen, Des Bryant is a bad boy.
He is.
Please make no mistake about it. But it's one thing to get beat. It's another thing to get beat 3 times in the same game. And it's another thing to get beat on the same pattern twice. I mean, identical patterns right down the right sideline, just luffed it up in the air. And Des Bryant, when you saw the way he would celebrate after the touchdown, it was clear it wasn't a big deal.
No, it wasn't a big
he just looked at the camera, put on the Hove sign, and then after that he did that like he usually does. But really, he wasn't enthused about it because he was really saying, Chip Kelly, really? You got this kid on me?
And by the way, before the snap, Romo's doing this out to the flag.
And he's letting them know it's coming to you. He's letting them know.
It's
coming your way.
It's coming.
Thumbs up. Touchdown.
How in God's name does Chip Kelly have this dude in single coverage on Des Bryant on 3 separate occasions is beyond me. Kerry Williams, I understand 2 third-down penalties called against him, including one that was a sack that would have stopped their drive, stopped the field goal attempt even, and forced them to punt. That ultimately facilitated the 21-point lead because it gave up a touchdown. I'm saying that I know Dez is big time, but I looked at a bevy of errors that the Philadelphia Eagles made, and I just said they wet the bed. They choked. They choked underneath the spotlight. But that does not mean that the Dallas Cowboys don't deserve most of the credit for it. Des Bryant is a stud. Tony Romo is a stud. Now, he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Tom Brady.
But he's a stud.
But I'm going to give him credit where credit is due.
Stud. S-T-U-D,
DeMarco Murray,
stud.
regardless of the fact that he hasn't rushed for 100 yards, he's a stud. The Dallas Cowboys showed up, and I got to eat crow today. I have not a negative, solitary word to say about them, which is going to make my day miserable because I got to sit here for 2 hours. Then I got to go on my radio show on Sirius XM today, and I got to deal with another 2 hours, and where people actually get to call in and mess with me about the Cowboys, and I just have to eat it on this day. Unlike you, Skip Bayless, I will not fight it. It is what it is. The Dallas Cowboys shut me up. I have absolutely nothing negative to say. Nothing.
Well, I'll admit when I'm wrong if I'm ever wrong.
Are you ever wrong?
Well, I can't remember the last.
I think it's maybe once or twice.
I can't remember.
Maybe once or twice.
So, Stephen A.
What?
We got to give this much credit to the great governor of the state of New Jersey. That's your home state.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. He's the first Republican I've ever voted for, Mr. Governor.
You voted for him?
I voted for Governor Christie. Yes, I did.
Way to go, Mr. Christie. Way to go, Governor. You are formally invited to come to Jerry World this Sunday. He brought a little luck in the second half, wouldn't you say? Sitting up there next to Jerry Jones?
Actually, the Dallas Cowboys were undefeated on the road long before he arrived at Lincoln Financial Field, so I'm not willing to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
I five the world.
I'm sure some Eagles fans were not pleased he was sitting next to Jerry Jones.
Well,
I'm sure some of them had to vote for him because they're New Jersey residents.
All you had to do was be a New Jersey resident and know about Corzine, and you had no other way to go but to vote for that man. But the bottom line is that that's just the way it is. But the bottom line is that, hey, it wasn't about him. It was about the Dallas Cowboys looking to make amends for how they stuck up the joint on Thanksgiving, and the Eagles wilting beneath the spotlight and the pressure. I'm ashamed of the Eagles because of how they play.
So explain this to me. 2 straight Sundays at Lincoln Financial Field, the home team has been able to possess the ball for a mere 18 minutes to the visiting team's 42 minutes.
Well, I can't.
42 to 18 by Seattle and Dallas?
I can't place that much of a significance on it because, Skip, Chip Kelly doesn't care about time of possession. They're fast-paced. They're quick hitters. They don't care how much time they have the ball as long as they score. So time of possession to me is not the issue. How do you end up down 21-0? How do you come back, go up 24 to 21, and then get outscored 17-3 the rest of the way? How does that happen? To me, those are the 2 bigger issues more than anything else.
Dallas Cowboys. That's how that happened.
Dallas Cowboys division leaders. Jerry Jones said he is completely surprised that his boys have performed the way they have. But we will, he did. We will discuss whether or not they will win the division. There's still hope, Stephen A.
That's not the point.
Not
today.
Not right now?
They knew I had to come in here on a Monday. I was there last week. I was promised that they would deal with Dallas. And they let me down. I am so disgusted with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. If it were Halloween, I'd throw eggs at them. I'm trying to tell you right now, I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted with them.
That's surprising. Let's go to the AFC. Talk about Johnny Manziel. Want to do that?
We can do that.
Speaking of laying an egg.
Speaking of.